But a lot of people, that's their story. Good times, noodle salad.
Oh shit.
What do you guys need from me? Anything? Fucking, I need a song to start with. That's what we need. We need a song to start with. We're doing it with every fucking episode.
Dude, this is cool and weird and awesome.
What's the song? Chris? Jamie? Give me a song. What song do you want to sing?
We're singing?
Oh, we're starting with a song.
It made me laugh. I'm in a troupe. We play every Sunday at Go Comedy, and the group chat was blowing up this morning because one of the guys was like, I just played Glory Days by Bruce Springsteen, and I couldn't stop thinking about all of you.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, dude. We're his Glory Days. So I guess that. It's been on my mind. Glory Days.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, I don't know that song fucking well enough to sing it. Fuck
Oh, I'm sorry. I think I just did. I think I just sang most of it. It's like Black Betty. Like you only need to know 3 words. Black Betty, ram a jam, oh Black Betty, ram a jam,
Right, fucking Bambalamba.
Yeah.
Ambulance. Whoa, Black Betty. Bambalance.
A song.
Bam my lamps.
Give me a genre.
You know, me and Chris have talked about
Yeah.
this 100 times. We're like, I always want to sing like Tenacious D because I fucking love Tenacious D. But he's like, you can't sing a funny song to make it funny. You got to sing a,
Yeah,
you got to
so
sing
it's
a
gotta be something
serious song.
What was that one that Clapton wrote about his kid?
Tears in Heaven? You want to sing Tears in Heaven?
I don't know if I know the words.
Would
but we
you
can
know my name?
back up from that window.
Oh my God.
It's been a minute since I've heard it.
You should rename that song Shouldn't Have Bought Windex. Your kid didn't know the window wasn't there.
Yeah, everybody complains about smears until the last possible moment.
Jesus Christ. What a completely different context.
Dude,
Talking about dead kids.
I bet you every time he saw like a little nose print on a window, he was like, I shouldn't have yelled.
Yeah,
I shouldn't have yelled.
You shouldn't have yelled, dude.
Did he have more kids?
I think you have to.
You have to?
I think you have to.
You have to restock?
I think you have to. You gotta up your numbers, dude. It's like he's playing the numbers like the Frontiers did.
It's just there's so much musical genius that like you got to make like a little band. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they all only play guitar. It sucks ass.
Yeah. Imagine if your dad's Eric Clapton and then you're not good at guitar.
If my dad was Eric Clapton, I'd probably still talk to him.
On the way down.
You have an iconic body of work.
You didn't steal black influence at all.
Wouldn't it be crazy if like this whole time we thought the kid was like 3, but he was really like in his mid-20s.
Oh,
he was just shrooming the fuck out.
Dude, I think I'd like the story more. I don't like the story. Let me back up. I don't like the story.
Well, you see, there's the story that I already love. Yeah. But
dude, listen, it might be my favorite folklore of all time is that a maintenance man took a window out and didn't put it back fast enough.
Wait, that's what happened? Is he just didn't put it back?
He was replacing the window. He was.
I thought it was just open.
No,
this kid is smarter than I originally thought. Well, because the whole time
he just fucking dove out an open window.
I thought he could see that it was open. I was like, "Fucking kids!"
Oh man, no, he was. You ever see the commercial where the bird flies into the window? Like, oh, she must have got a new window cleaner.
Yeah,
that's what the kid did, but there was no window.
Holy shit!
So I guess Can
you imagine not running into a window and having that be a bad thing? Oh man, I really wish I would have ran face first into that fucking window today.
Dude.
No, I guess it's pavement in a couple of minutes.
Oh man. Oh,
that's dark. My comedy isn't that dark.
Oh man. No. Jesus Christ. This got dark immediately.
We didn't even get to the song.
We didn't even get to the song we're singing. Oh,
is there a nicer song we could sing to really, just elevate the mood?
I'm in a great mood. I'm in a great mood. Doom doom ba 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 dum ba.
Oh, is that the SVU thing?
That's what we do every time we hit the mic. Every time we hit the boom on accident. Because
I thought that was the song that you wanted to sing.
Oh, that's what. No, it became that because Chris kept hitting the mic arm one day, and it was just like. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
I do really like it.
Dude, yeah. Fucking slaps. Should be like a...
I haven't watched SVU in a really long time, but I think it would make it... You know how sometimes they'll have like guest stars and shit? I wish they would have right at the end of like that... They'd have like Don Pardo come on and be like, with this week's guest...
Yeah,
Conan O'Brien.
Every time it's like special guest star, you're like, I wonder who's the rapist.
Dude, straight up. It's like I remember I was in high school and I had already started stand up and I was dating this girl and she was really into SVU and I'd shown her some stand ups, so she was starting to like recognize people. And Jim Gaffigan was in an episode and she was like, that guy that you love.
The Hot Pockets guy is fucking...
She was like, that guy that you really like, he plays a really good pedophile. Like, I was like,
oh no, Jim.
Oh, man, Jim.
Oh, fucking Hot Pockets. That's what you're talking about? You're talking about kids' Hot Pockets.
Dude, that's the funny thing about like the acting scene in like New York though. That's just what you do because that's the one thing where you can consistently get gigs. It's like, all right, they need a dead guy or a cop that doesn't know shit. I had an improv instructor and he was telling me that he when he was in New York, he would only get cast as cops. He got so typecast and he would get so pissed off. And then like a year went by and I saw him at this bar and I had booked a role playing a Nazi in a movie. And he just saw my hair looked blonder than normal, I guess. And he pointed at me and he was drunk and he just went, "You fucking Nazi." And I was like, oh, actually, it's funny you bring that up.
Speaking of.
Yeah, and I told him that and he was like, you're going to get, he's like, this is your cop.
This is your typecast?
I was like, no!
You're just going to be a fucking Nazi.
There's so many movies with cops in them. You can name like, probably, do you think we have enough Nazi movies?
I think we've covered it. Well enough.
They weren't around for that long.
There's kind of like a thing going around. It's like there's probably enough porn. Like you've done it all.
Yeah,
you've done everything. But then they surprise you.
I don't know, dude. I'm more of a classics guy.
Yeah. What's the classics?
Just vintage shit. Shit you see in like a.
Like you want to watch some Russians make love from afar?
I don't want to jack off to my phone. I'm going to go to like a thrift store and find some...
Well, you're not thinking of the phone when you jack off. What do you... You want to go to a thrift store and try to find some
old
porn?
Playboys?
Oh, man. Dude, me and Chris grew up in Roseville. And Roseville has a very sad excuse for a downtown strip. It's like a quarter mile long, and the sidewalks are brick, so you know it's the fancy spot of Roseville.
It's one block.
It's literally like maybe a half mile. At the most, it's a half mile long strip.
The brick half mile?
Yeah. Follow the yellow brick road to the fucking Chester's boot store. And then there's a Halloween store that also was a record store.
Yeah.
So they had all these wooden racks of records and below that they had just boxes of vintage Playboys.
Yeah.
And so me and my buddies, when we were like 12, 13, 14 years old, three of us. No, fuck no.
Okay.
The three of the four guys would like pretend to be looking at records, and then one would drop down underneath the records and start shoving Playboys in their shirt, and then we'd be like, "Oh, guess they don't have the new ICP," and then we'd walk out with a bunch of porn.
And they're like, "We do have the new ICP."
You don't. I've looked. You don't.
They're like, "No, it's right here, sir. If you could just
have a good one." just like rustling out of the
You're
store.
just making origami.
Dude, in your shirt. Trying to get out of there without being noticed. Dude, yeah, we got in trouble. We got in trouble a lot being fucking
At that
idiots. Not at the store, but like
with that porn though?
We stole a bunch of porn. And we went back to my buddy's house and we cut out like the most graphic images that we could find in the magazines. So it's like images of like girls like holding themselves open and shit. And we cut that all out.
Would you cut just the page or would you cut around the girl?
No, we cut the whole chick out. We'd cut the whole chick out.
That's even fun. Did you put it on?
And then
what do you do with it? You put it on like a popsicle stick?
No.
You're like, look at my sex puppet.
We got tack like the sticky. It's like gum basically. Yeah. We got a ball of tack, and so when we went to school, the next time we went to school, which was probably Monday, we fucking stuck porn everywhere in our middle school, on the lockers, on the teacher, and we did it for like months. It was fucking hilarious.
They didn't get you for months,
dude. We didn't get caught for the porn, but they had a suspicion it was us. And then the thing that got us all in trouble is that one of my buddies had his mom had an alarm for running. Like it was like a Nike alarm and that you'd hold when you run. And like, so if anything happened, you pull the alarm and it's loud as shit. It's like 100 decibels. And that's the one that got us in trouble because he had it and he set it off like a grenade, pulled the pin out of it, and he threw it under the liner of a trash can, like pulled the bag out, put that in, put the liner back, and then we ran. And like everyone was like, "What is going on?" Classrooms got fucking.
Yeah, everybody thought it's like a fire alarm.
Everyone's like, "What
shit.
is happening? Everyone get out of here! It's like monoxide or something."
Yeah,
and it was a fucking Nike alarm that he was walking. Yeah, so all of us got in trouble for that one.
The best prank that I ever saw, it wasn't anything crazy, but it was like at high school, small town. I grew up in Ludington, so like a health teacher also coached football and shit. So on lunch, they'd all run to the health teacher's room, grab a football. And this kid got like that like skunk like stink spray and just like ran onto the field, sprayed the shit out of the ball and left. And that was fucking rad. Yeah. It feels good seeing people get pranked that were like actively making fun of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
Like, yeah, it's like hell yeah.
I didn't guy got it.
I didn't do that, but I would vote for him.
Yeah. I'm not mad. Brought to you by Pepsi Zero.
I was telling Chris on the way up, there was like a minute where like everything had sugar, and that was so sick. Everybody loved it. Yeah. Everybody was so into sugar. And then they were like, all right, diet drinks. That's huge. And and then they were like, no. It's not that it's sugar. It's that it's not like legit sugar. Yeah. So then they started getting
real
like,
sugar.
Yeah. So then they started getting that. And now they're like, that was expensive. And now everything has 0 on it.
Yeah. So now it's all chemicals. Now it's all.
Well, it's like
aspartame or whatever.
It's just Pepsi with like sweet and low.
Yeah, right. You ever have that Zevia? You ever have Zevia?
No, that sounds like an over-the-counter prescription.
It is.
Is it?
No, it's so Stevia's like a natural sweetener that your body doesn't have a real big insulin response to. So the Zevia is the brand of pop that uses stevia for a sweetener, and it's supposed to be way better for you than aspartame.
Oh, it's better for you. Okay, I thought it was worse.
No, it's way better for you. No, because if you're drinking something that gives your body an insulin response, but there's not the sugar there, then you have this like crash of energy, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm not a walking bill of health, so
Dude, I am absolute. Every time I was talking to my doctor.
Although next to Tim, I look like I'm a fucking.
That guy's seen some shit. I think he owns an ambulance.
He should, by how much money he's spent at the hospital.
Tim is a guy that we know that has had like 9 heart attacks and like 4 or 5 strokes, and he's just still kicking.
39 years old,
dude. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Don't people call him like 9 lives or something?
I call him pussy, but that's that's for a different reason.
No, I don't know.
I haven't talked to him in a while. I should call him. I haven't talked to him in a while. But he's
a good dude.
The last time I loved him. But the last time I talked to him, he was like I went over his house after his triple bypass just to like catch up with him because he had a lot of chaotic shit going on around that time, and a lot of shit changed because of that whole situation. Yeah. But dude, he seemed like he was doing better. You still working with him, right?
Yeah, he seems like healthy.
Still off the cigarettes and shit. And
I mean, he's smoking.
Yeah,
but like,
goddamn, he's gonna fucking die. He's 40 now, right? So
Something like that.
40 and smoking cigarettes after having like fucking 10 heart attacks. It's like, dude, get your shit together, man.
He's doing it less, but it is still like he's.
I shouldn't be doing it at all. He's got, fucking triple bypass. There's only 4. He could only have fucked up one more.
Oh, no shit.
So having a triple bypass, a quadruple bypass, you'd just be dead because your heart's not working at all.
Holy
dude.
shit, dude.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Whatever.
But you're a doctor and I'm not.
I'm not. But he's. I remember I was on the phone with. Him, and just asking him how he was doing or whatever. And then the latest heart attack happened, and then I was on the phone with his ex-girlfriend, and I was at my training center. My instructor like walked outside to check on the argon bottles or whatever. And he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm on the phone. My buddy's having heart surgery." He's like, "Okay, all right, just come back in when you can or whatever." And then he came back outside, and I was in the middle of like yelling at his ex, being like, "Get him off the cigarettes, get him off the energy drinks. Tell him he's a fucking moron. He's gonna die if he doesn't get his shit together."
Right.
And she's like, "I know." And then,
dude, I mean, I'm not even much better. I still vape and shit. I've been off cigs, but I mean, I've been getting heart palpitations since like the 8th grade. It's stupid that I ever started.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Like I don't know if it was like an anxiety thing or what, but I got like an ultrasound done on my heart, and they were like, dude, your heart looks fine. I guess you just suck.
I had the exact same thing, man.
Yep.
So
now I don't do energy drinks at the very least.
Yeah. You have anxiety issues?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, me too. I like, what's funny about anxiety? I know that you know this, that if you have panic, and anxiety disorder, that it feels real every time it happens, even though you're like, listen, it's never been real yet.
Yeah.
But this time's different.
Yeah.
And it's like you
all those other times were practice.
This is it. This is fucking D-Day. Here we go.
Keep your head down and open the door.
Go. Yeah.
Speaking of Nazi movies.
Right. Dude, wow, what a fucking difference between this podcast and last. We talked about Nazis and dead kids in a completely different vein an hour ago.
Oh, so you guys did it and you were like
crying.
You're like,
literally,
there's one thing I love.
No, you're
well, if there's 2 things I love.
We were literally crying and talking about race issues, and now we're like, so anyway, kids fucking flying out windows.
We can talk about race issues if you want. People probably want to hear that from me.
What were you saying about being a Nazi typecast?
Oh yeah,
dude. So with the anxiety shit, man, I was driving home with 2 of my kids. I have 3 kids. 2 of my kids were in the backseat of my truck. On the drive home, I was feeling fine. We were like, my daughter's got a speech impediment, so we were working.
How old is she?
7.
How old are your kids?
12, 7, and 6.
And so the 7's a girl.
Yeah.
12.
Yeah. Boy, girl, boy. 7-year-old's the girl.
Sweet.
So my daughter's got a speech impediment, and so we were working on like pronunciations of certain words.
Like what words is she struggling with?
I don't know. I mean, like say like car, and then she's like car, and it's like no, it's
oh
car.
Shit. She's like rolling her R's and shit. Nah, dude, leave it. That's tight.
She's a little ethnic looking too. She's
badass.
mixed, so she's
dude. Straight. Let her have something in this world. Why are you trying to take this away from this beautiful baby that you brought into this world?
Don't take away her impediment. What do you mean? No, so we were like working on her R's or whatever, and I was like, oh, okay, let's just listen to music for a minute. And I just like had this wave of like, oh shit, something's happening, and they're like, Dad, can we get something to eat? We're hungry, and like, can we have water? And I'm like, stop. Let's just, all right, we're gonna be home in like 10 minutes. Stop. And I was like, okay, like, because like nothing was like stressing me out during the drive, but then all of a sudden I had that wave hit me, and I was like, what
and
the
it's
fuck?
not something that you can't like look at your kids and be like, I'm having a fucking moment.
Yeah, right. So I'm like, all right, let's just, and then eventually I was like, come on, like, all right, stop, no talking, like, let's just,
yeah.
And then I just had this like fucking like way worse than ever before. I had this like pain shoot from my shoulder all the way to like my sternum.
Shit.
And I was like, oh fuck, I'm having a heart attack. Like this one's real. Like when I have anxiety, normally I'm like, I have anxiety. And I'm like, I still feel the doom and the panic, and it feels real.
But also driving and having your kids in the back seat, you're not gonna fucking risk that. Dude.
Yeah, right.
You're gonna make sure you get pulled the fuck over just in case.
Right, exactly. So I pull into a gas station, and I call 911, and I'm looking at my watch, and my watch has a heart rate monitor on it, and it's like 190, 200, 210, 215. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm on the phone with dispatch, and I'm like, I'm having a heart attack. I'm at the mobile on this street by my house. And they're like, okay, calm down, slow your breathing down, relax, okay. Like, you panicking isn't gonna help. And I'm like, I'm trying to work through it. My heart rate's just not slowing down. It's 215 and steady. There's do. And at that rate, you can feel like the blood pressure in your throat and your face.
Dude, the throat is so fucking real. That blood pressure, that's what scares me more than anything else. When it feels overwhelming. It feels like you're choking.
Yeah. Right. And then, so that like that buildup of pressure in your throat and your face, and you can feel it all. And you can feel every heartbeat in your fucking throat and neck and chest. And then the ambulance gets there. They hook me up to the EKG. My kids are freaking the fuck out because they heard me say, like, I think I'm having a heart attack. I'm on the phone 911. So they put me in the ambulance. They put the things on my legs and all over my chest. And she's like, there's 3 EMTs. 2 of them are like young guys. And one of them's like not older, but like maybe 30-year-old woman, right? So she's like, okay, guys, calm down, everybody. You guys stop. Because they were like making me think I was like fucking, it was like
they were about to just like proceed as if.
Right. Like as if I was having one. Like they're panicking too. And she's like, I can see on your EKG, like not only have you never had a heart attack, that you're not having a heart attack. She's like, we'll still take you in if you want, but like you're not having one and your heart rate's coming down. My heart rate was like 170 by then. And 170 is ridiculously high, and it felt like I was calm at that point. Like the comparison, 50 beats faster.
Have you ever been told when that's happening, the advice that I got is if you clench like every muscle in your body, almost like you're taking a shit.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'll be honest, a lot of times if I'm doing it, I just straight up, like, I'll just sit on the toilet because I'm like, dude, you know what? Who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah. Dude, I tell you what, I mean, like, so I have heard, like, bearing down. Yeah. Something about the
like
vagus nerve, vagal nerve or something. It's like, it like gives you like a reset in some sense. But yeah, for sure. That definitely helps. And then, like, one thing I tried recently was this Wim Hof breathing, which...
What's that?
So Wim Hof is... I don't know if you've ever heard, like, the Iceman. He has, like, all these world records for, like, cold water or whatever.
Oh, so I was thinking of Iceman. I think they did, like, an HBO series. I think that was, like, a mob hitman.
Oh,
that was also called that. This is a different guy.
Different guy.
Okay,
that guy doesn't breathe at all anymore. No, so this Wim Hof guy... he has this method of breathing where he developed this based on how you breathe when you get shocked by really cold water.
Okay.
And so you breathe in fast and let it out without force. So like you just let go of your breath, and you do it 30 times. And then on the 30th breath, you hold it in until on the last exhale, you leave your breath out until you're desperate for air. Then you can breathe again. And that's like one rep, for lack of a better term. And you're supposed to do that 3 times. And I tell you what, that when you do it when you read the instruction, like he has a website, when you read the instructions on his website of how to do it, they're like, don't like sit down or lie down when you do this because you might pass out.
No shit.
But it is really odd. Like I did like 5 rounds of it, and I was like high as a kite. Like it was like
just because of like
it was like
air
a
cut off and shit,
dude.
right?
It was like a psychedelic experience to go from like I don't know.
Well, that's almost like have you ever been to like a spa where like you like sit in like the fucking like dry room and shit?
No,
dude. When you leave that place,
dry room. What's
like,
a dry room?
Maybe not. I think they called it like a dry. I was at the Schwitz.
Dry sauna.
Sauna, yeah. So they have like
you were at the Schwitz.
Yeah, isn't that what it's called?
Schwitz.
I think it's called the Schwitz.
Was it ran by a guy named Morty? Like,
well, it's like I guess it's like historic. Like the Purple Gang used to meet there because you couldn't wear a wire. Yeah,
I've never heard of this.
Isn't that cool? Yeah. But I went. It was like a co-ed day, and it was. I've been trying to get better at like if someone says you want to do something, and I have the thought like if I say no, I might never do this.
Yeah.
Then I try to say yes. So I was like, I've never been to a fucking sauna.
Yeah.
So I was like, I went. and everyone's wearing like swim trunks and bikinis and shit 'cause it's co-ed day. But
So you went in naked because you're a creep.
well, I just figured if they knew that I was comfortable,
Then they would be comfortable.
yeah, and it didn't work that way. And then I thought if I was erect, everybody would feel more comfortable, and they weren't.
They weren't.
You know who did want to talk to me was security.
Was he cute?
Yeah, but he was real mad. He was real grumpy.
Yeah, he's a fucking jerk. He's a fucking. The guy's a
He was
doofus.
like, yeah, he was like, you can stay, but you have to get soft.
Get soft, motherfucker.
You have to put your dick away, and that makes me harder. I don't know if someone told him that's my thing, but getting yelled at made me so much harder.
God, dude, something about somebody that's underpaid in a black T-shirt yelling at me just really gets me going.
Man, don't go to fucking 7-Eleven and read.
Well, that's like the other time that I said yes to some shit was this isn't even anything crazy. It's just I never went roller skating as a kid. I wasn't a popular kid.
As a bi man, that is the most surprising sentence I've ever heard you say.
Right, you'd think I'd be a professional.
Dude, I just
I think I
pictured.
might be full blown gay then. I didn't know this about myself.
Yeah, Chris is like, you know what's weird is in the late 80s, we roller skated backwards directly onto dicks. It was like,
But it was the 80s. We all had white blazers. It was cool.
wait, did you say roller blade or roller skate?
Roller skate. So I've still never roller bladed.
That's the next step. That's
well,
when you'll
I think
go full force.
I got a pair of rollerblades when I was in like second grade, and I put them on, and then I fell onto my face, and I took them off.
You're like, yeah, this is.
Yeah, I was like, all right, that sucks. I didn't even get any of the fun shit.
Yeah.
But I went roller skating, and I got patted down to go in. At a skate rink.
Oh, you went to one in like Detroit or something.
Yeah,
huh?
it was. Yeah, it was. But I was like, oh, hey, is this where do I come to buy my skates? And he was like, nah, dude, you got to spread them. I was like, what? I was like, what happens here?
Who's beefing on wheels?
Dude, it's crazy.
Who's fighting on rollerblades and roller skates?
Do you think it'd be guns or knives?
Oh, my
in
God.
like a high-speed roller chase? What I don't get is I feel like
In a circle? Like, hey, if you just stop, they'll
Yeah.
come back around.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Is I feel like at some point I'd stop. I'd be like, oh, this hurts my thighs.
yeah. Dude, that's so fucking
Isn't that
dumb.
fucking weird? He was like, ah, sweet, you don't have any guns, and I was like, do people have guns when they?
When they roller skate?
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Can you imagine like a gun dropping out of someone's jacket because they ate shit on the floor?
Like, oh, it's so embarrassing. I have to kill everyone now.
Oh shit.
Dude, that's so funny. Dude, beefing on roller skates is the funniest thing. I remember watching a Chris D'Elia like crowd work thing, and he was shitting on rappers. He's like,
Yeah.
"You guys are so tough. You rhyme like you're writing poetry about how lame the other guy is. Like that is so fucking dumb, dude."
Well,
And
it's-
to do that on roller skates is a whole nother level of fucking stupid.
Well, like what's Drake's last name?
Schwitz, but
Schmitz. well, I know it's like because they were talking about like when that like before Kendrick just like stomped him.
Yeah.
It was like Aubrey something and then Kendrick Duckworth are exchanging blows via poem, and it's like I was like, dude, this is tight. It felt very 16th century.
Oh man.
Like I was like, oh shit, dude, Kenny's gonna bust out the loot.
Oh man, wait till he pulls out the thesaurus. He's gonna fuck him up.
I wanna
Apparently I
make
can't say it, so
I want to learn how to like mix music just so I can get like a remix of "Gimme the Loot" by Biggie.
yeah.
But have a loot on it, so it just sounds like he's talking about how much he fucking loves the loot.
Yeah, dude. That's so stupid.
Baby.
Oh man. So you're doing this like yes man thing, huh? Yeah,
What's
that's
that?
cool. You never saw that movie?
Oh yeah.
You're a yes
So
man thing, or
I
you're fucking just like, yeah, open to new experiences.
yeah, trying to. Just wanted something new, different. Like even like last night I went to that Dirty show like I was telling you about, and they had all those strippers and shit, and I was like, I don't think I'm.
This isn't my jam.
Well, I told you, like, I talked to, like, a bartender, and she was like, oh, how are you liking the show? And I was like, it's all right. She was like, what do you mean? Because everyone else is so excited. They had, like, erotic art and, like, go-go dancers and strippers.
Yeah.
And I was there because my girlfriend was doing stand-up. And I was just grabbing the drink, and I was like, yeah, it's fine, I guess. And she was like, what is wrong with you? And I was like, I do comedy, and there's so many titties here, and I'm just not used to that.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'm supposed to be here right now. And my girlfriend's over there, and I'm here, and I'm alone. And look, there's more titties over there. Like, I was having like a panic attack.
Yeah.
Because there were so many boobs.
I've never had that. I've only ever been comforted by the presence of boobs.
I'm too nice. I'm way too nice, dude. I remember I went to a strip club when I like first moved down here, and I got a private dance, and the girl asked me like what I'd been up to, and I was like, I'm doing improv, and she was like, oh, what's that? And we just talked about improv for 20 minutes.
And she's like, that would be $400.
Yeah, dude.
Like what?
And then she was like, add my Snapchat, and I was like, oh, she's probably gonna come to a show.
Nice. That's a way to build an audience.
Yeah.
She's trying to sell you her OnlyFans or whatever.
Dude, straight up. And I was always like, well, I helped your business. Why can't you help mine?
Yeah, give me $1. I'll give you 20. You give me one.
Straight up. Like, help me out a little bit.
Yeah. Dude, I can only imagine how hard it is to get people interested in local comedy. People are all experts because they listen to comedians' podcasts.
Yep.
So like, that wasn't it if I was up there.
Something that makes me feel a lot better is watching those people then try stand up.
Yeah. Yeah, dude,
it's rough.
I watched like a compilation of like open mic nights from Mark Ridley's, and it's brutal. I'm like, dude, Jesus, I've been funnier at funerals, like, and I don't even do this.
Dude, some of the well, like there was some people that like walked rooms last night, and I was and they had funny material, but I was like, oh, don't you know that like you want your audience to like you?
Yeah.
Like you should come out if you're doing stand up, at the very least, come out and have a fucking smile on your face.
Yeah.
Act like you want to be there doing
so they're like
stand up.
They're like uninterested in their own performance.
Yeah, and that's not going to make an audience want to pay attention to you.
Yeah.
If you're up there and you're like, well, this sucks, they're going to be like, yeah, it probably does.
Yeah, I've never enjoyed the Debbie Downer comedians. It's never been my jam.
I like sad jokes, but when it's the whole set, it just really beats me down.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, people that are into comedy anyway are normally depressive types. So it's like, dude, I like a depressing joke if it's got a point. You know, like basically all of Bill Burr's shit is like my jam. Like that's my jam.
That's
you know?
like my younger brother. He's on the spectrum, and like he's not really into crowds. He's super smart. It mostly just shows like he can get to know people super well. He doesn't really feel like it. Like he could have had so many friends in like high school, but he just was like, I don't see why I would need those.
Yeah.
He's like, I have a dog.
Also, I get it. Like,
right.
I
But no, in like a very legit way.
Yeah.
But he was saying, shit, I'm sorry. What were we talking about right before that? I got distracted.
Joel, it's trying to appease your crowd. Debbie Downer jokes, Bill Burr.
Oh, so Bill Burr is like the only person that like he's willing to go into a crowd to go see. So like anytime Bill Burr's in town, I have to get tickets. It's so cool. Dude, he's like funnier than I am. Not Bill Burr. Bill Burr would love to be as funny as me. No, my brother is like funnier than I am. He just doesn't do any of this shit.
Yeah.
Like
how old is he?
He's like a year and a half younger than me, so he's probably 22 now.
Okay.
But he so we grew up in a small town, and I had just come out to my parents as bisexual, and we were like driving to like a Burger King because that's what you did.
That's what you do in Ludington.
Yeah, dude, that was the plan.
Give
for
me
the day.
My son likes dick special.
Dude, straight up. But dude, and that's how they would. Dude,
they give you a crown.
Sucked. I knew a guy that he went to fucking McDonald's in Ludington, and he was wearing a dress, so a guy punched him in the face. I was like, Jesus Christ, why? Like there was no escalation. Like he just straight to punch it. He didn't go, that's gross, or I don't agree with that.
Like he's like straight up,
boom,
like bam,
on sight. Dude, it sucked growing up. Those people are ass.
That's so funny.
But
No, I mean it's not, but it is.
yeah,
it's
no,
fun.
dude, it was it. Oof. But
Dude, that's why. Okay, so as someone that's not, let me ask you the question: Why? If you're bisexual, why come out to your parents? Like, in case you end up in a relationship with a guy, is that the thing?
I guess maybe that could have been the thought. I was pretty young, and I think it was just like I've discovered something about myself, and I've always been a very open book.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
Right
So
on.
it felt like I was like, I don't want them to think I'm something that I'm not.
so
But as like
I always hear,
15-year-old, yeah.
oh yeah, how did they take it? Was it?
My mom took it super well, and she was like, I wouldn't tell your dad right now because he's working nights, and you know how he is when he's working nights. He's all fucking crazy. Give him a minute. I did not take her advice. So he picked me up from work. I was working at this bar. He was working nights at a power plant. He had to like sneak out of work and hope that Ludington didn't lose power, and drive me home from the bar. And he's driving me, and he's like, his like eyes are glazing over. He's been up for fucking like 27 hours or some shit.
I've been there.
And I was like, Dad, I'm bisexual. And he looked down at me and he went, what the fuck does that even mean? And then we did not talk for the rest of the drive.
Just in silence.
Yeah,
Celine Dion comes
oh.
on. He just changes it real
Dude,
fast.
straight
Fucking
up.
no. So okay, so with you being I have to circle back from my perspective.
Yeah.
Like what I know about you.
Yeah.
So like when you and your ex split up, she was using that you were bisexual as a way to like justify me and her talking.
Oh, no shit.
I was she like
That's wild. I didn't
she-
know that.
Yeah, she used it like yeah, we like it was mutual because he came out. So and then she like used that as a way of like justifying me and her talking so quickly.
That's weird.
And I was like, dude, I feel fucking weird. And I think I messaged you. I was like, dude, are you okay with this? Or
I think you might have.
or maybe
or something.
because I was like trying to play it like where I wasn't gonna like cause problems because I really
Yeah.
didn't want to talk to her that much.
Right.
She's kind of a fucking idiot, but she was using that as her like get out of jail free card. Like, yeah, well, he's fucking gay, so like it doesn't matter. And like, so it was never. I never knew you as bi. I always
that's
thought
wild.
you were gay. And then I saw that you had a girlfriend on Facebook, and I was like, oh, he's back in.
She said that I came out as like straight up gay.
Yeah, and like use that as a way to like justify me and her. Like, it's okay because he doesn't even want women. You know, and I was like, okay. And then like we hung out like once, and I was like, this chick's a fucking moron.
Yeah, she's a. Some people are, you know how some people are like really good people?
Not
Not this one.
not that one. Yeah. So but okay. So being bi, you see yourself being in a relationship with a man potentially. Like you
I
could be in
could.
a
I mean,
long-term
like-
relationship with a guy. Have you
Yeah.
ever been in a relationship with a guy?
I've never been in like a legit relationship with a guy.
Yeah.
But that's more just because like men are shitty.
Okay.
Like, dude, it's like like so like if I'm like sexting with like a girl, like she might say some shit like, "Oh, what are you gonna do to me?" You know what I mean? But like if I'm sexting with a guy, it's like, "All right, bud, here's a list of all the things that I'm going to do to you."
You were sexting with Patrick Warburton?
Yeah,
You were fucking sexting with Joe Swanson?
yeah, dude. And you know what? They are not nice lovers.
Listen, Logan. Peter.
They were.
By the way, that's my only hall pass. Me and my fiance
Is Joe Swanson?
is Patrick Warburton.
oh, Patrick Warburton.
That's my only hall pass. I can't fuck a celebrity chick. I could fuck him. Or Sting. Maybe Sting with the makeup on. Not
The wrestler.
Not the
Yeah,
singer,
the wrestler. Hell yeah.
Not the
Dude,
wrestler. The singer.
that makes me so happy. Which makeup? White and black, or are we talking like
Oh,
all American?
no. White and black for
Okay,
sure.
I was gonna say-
like Crow-esque.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking come on, whatever.
He's jacking
Jason
off with
Lee.
his fucking mechanics gloves.
Oh, him, his mechanics glove, and then like the hamburger helper glove together. Like that's what's gonna get me.
Dude, can you imagine being like, like your fiance, like, what's her name?
Paige
Walks you into like a dark room. She's like, hey baby, I got you a surprise. And you like sit down on like a chair and you're like, whoa, what's gonna happen? And then Sting drops from the ceiling.
I'd come everywhere. I'd hit the ceiling.
Boom.
You'd be able to hear it. It'd go.
And he was like, dude, I just painted this.
Come on.
He's like, you didn't let me do anything cool.
Why is your hair wet already? We haven't even done anything yet. Why is your hair already?
He
greasy?
thought he was like wrestling a Make-A-Wish kid, and he's like, why are you naked and a man?
You can't make a wish.
You're like I don't. He's like, are you sick? You're like, not right now, but I get nervous.
I'm like, fuck you. You're from the NWA or the WCW. You're not even a good wrestling league. It was you or Gold Dust. And I figured Gold Dust was too gay.
Yeah, Goldust would be a little over the line.
Gold Dust fucks back, dude. That's why I didn't pick Gold Dust.
Dude, that was a wild character. They were like, oh, what if we had all these wrestlers? This guy, he's the Undertaker. He's a dead man walking. Oh, this is The Rock. He's all charismatic. Stone Cold. Ooh, he's the outlaw. And Goldust. He's gonna sexually assault the roster. It's like, holy shit.
While wearing the most amount of clothes.
Yeah, actually. Why was he the most sexual and he was the only person with no skin showing?
With normal clothes on.
Yeah.
I mean, they were gold, like, pleather pants and shirt, but it wasn't leather briefs.
Yeah.
I'm The Rock. I'm a tough guy.
Yeah.
Nice combat boots and leather briefs,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah, why are we calling those trunks? Those are leather briefs.
They're leather
Those
briefs.
are thick-ass briefs. Those are tabs.
And now he sings in children's movies. Isn't that fucking weird? Probably shouldn't allow him to do that.
Dude,
God, wrestling is so gay.
It is, but I love it.
Weird.
No, like, hear me out. If you watch, like, queer people watch drag, that's, like, the only example for, like, straight men is, like, wrestling.
Yeah.
Like, it's the same feeling, the same amount. You're like, whoa, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Look at the outfits. Look at how they're moving. You know it's fake. You know it's planned.
Right.
But, like, yeah. I think the only difference is the straight guys thing is a little bit more disrespectful.
It is about the outfits, though, isn't it? Wow, that's like, wow, wrestling's the gayest thing ever.
Dude,
it's
wrestling
like
is
literally
drag
like
for straight guys.
Look how buff that guy is.
Look
and
at
look
Ric
at his
Flair.
outfit. Ric Flair is just a walking Coke. Like he's
Dude.
just woo. I can't believe he hasn't died yet. How has he not had his heart explode?
Dude, I thought he was gonna die. I didn't know he was alive when he was in that rap video a few years ago. The Ric Flair drip. I was like,
Ric
oh
Flair
shit,
drip.
he's alive.
Yeah, dude. Oh man. Yeah, that's the fucking weirdest thing. Dude, wrestling is the weirdest thing. It's like soap operas in
Yeah.
a boxing ring and everyone loves it. It's like, what?
Yeah.
What is this?
Well, and then you got like more like you thought it was redneck, and then you got like the Hardy Boys coming in. And
Yeah.
You're like, holy
Like,
shit!
oh, those guys are like motorcycle guys. I could be friends with those guys.
I saw a video of like Jeff Hardy like fried out of his fucking mind, and his theme song came in, and he started singing along to it.
God, that's so cringy.
Dude, it's awesome. Because like TNA, like there were a bunch of people that like when they started, like all of their A-listers were just people that couldn't pass the WWE drug screen.
Fuck yeah. God, dude. Oh, what's that? Speaking of Bill Burr, his brother, Bill Burr's brother owns the WCW.
What?
Yeah, fucking Billy Corrigan, the singer of
Smashing Pumpkins?
Smashing Pumpkins. It just came out that they're brothers. They're
I think it's a joke.
it's not a joke.
I think it's a joke.
I don't think it is a joke.
I don't know, dude. That seems... I feel like that
No.
would have come out a while ago.
So from what I've gathered, Billy Corrigan was telling this story to what's that clean freak's name with the shaved head?
Mandel.
Yeah.
Howie Mandel. So Billy Corrigan was telling Howie Mandel in private, like in a private conversation at whatever, like at a meal or something, that he thinks that him and Bill Burr are brothers, and then because I don't know, they started like doing the math on like this dad was out of town during this time and whatever. So they got
They're both named fucking Bill.
Yeah, and Bill Burr made a comment about it. He's like, yeah, our fucking scumbag dad thinks it's different because one's Billy and one's Bill.
It's not true, by the way.
It's not true?
No, the way it worked out is his mom used to tell him that Bill Burr was his brother.
Okay, so Billy
But
Corgan's...
It's not true. It was just, and he said it on a podcast, so Howie Mandel thought it would be funny to bring Bill Burr on
So
and make a bit out of it.
so Billy Corgan's mom used to tell Billy Corgan that Bill Burr was his brother.
Yeah, we're told
Wasn't
the
Billy
story.
Corgan famous first?
Yeah. But but did Billy Corgan believe it?
I don't know. It just says that it's not.
Could you
true.
ask him?
Yeah, shoot him a
call.
call. Shoot him a call. Hey, we're going to do a podcast.
FaceTime. I wish I was that cool. Like, let me FaceTime right
Let
now.
me
Yeah,
FaceTime
you're
Billy
wrong.
Corgan.
I like that you FaceTime him and make him look at your ear.
Let me, yeah.
Billy Corgan, yeah, he just FaceTime Billy Corgan and be like, hey, so 1979, you got any other songs?
Dude,
Is that song about the year that your dad cheated on your mom and had Bill Burr?
So my mom
kidding.
I love Smashing Pumpkins. I have never really checked them out. I'm sure it's great.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
man.
love Smashing Pumpkins.
I feel like if I met Billy Corgan, I feel like we'd get along, but I don't think there would be that thing of like, oh shit, you're Billy Corgan. I feel like I'd be like, hey, what's your name, buddy? He'd be like,
What's going on, dude?
He'd be like, I'm Billy. What's
Yeah.
your name?
Right, yeah. And he would, I tell you what, someone who's been famous for 30 years would probably be relieved.
Yeah.
Instead of like running into a fan. It's like, what's up, man? Yes. Hey, you want to talk about something interesting? Instead of my band?
Right.
Fuck.
He's like, oh, I have all these mementos that I've been writing while people have been asking me about fucking pumpkins.
Is that what every song is about? Pumpkins?
I think so. Isn't that what he does? Doesn't he just sing about pumpkins?
That's fucking hilarious. Imagine
like how
a
this-
band that became that successful, but they actually only wrote songs about smashing pumpkins.
Dude, that's a lot of bands are like that. The Beach Boys.
That's fucking
the Beach
hilarious.
Boys. Listen to a Beach Boys song. They're just talking about cute little Beach Boys.
Whoa! I thought they were the Beach Boys. The band is named after the subject of the songs. Holy shit! Oh my god!
Yeah,
I thought they themselves were the Beach Boys.
Yeah, no, Surfing the USA, they wrote that because they saw a bunch of fucking studs out there surfing the waves.
Oh man.
I guess they didn't know how to surf. Isn't that fucked up? Doesn't that piss you off? Isn't that crazy? And then they stole a song from Charlie Manson. They got a wild life.
I have never in my life once been mad at somebody for not being able to surf.
But they were so cocky about it. And my whole life, like they came out in the 60s. I was born in 01. My whole
God
life,
damn.
dude. And for 40 years before that, they were telling the world that they could surf.
And they can't.
Yeah.
Dude, you were born in 01. I'm not that
crazy?
much older than you, but that's still weird to hear.
I was 5 months old when Jay-Z told Nas that he had one hot album every 10-year average.
That's such... You Googling 2001's fucking...
No, I just remember because it
Hot
happened
top.
on 9/11. You didn't know that? The blueprint dropped on 9/11, 2001? You didn't know that shit? Hova! So, like-
Jay-Z and Nas had beef that started on 9/11.
Yeah, dude. Well, they had
Holy-
beef that Hove tried to finish on 9/11.
Oh, shit. Did he think he was in the towers?
The takeover.
He wasn't in the
Breaks
first
over.
tower. Hit the second one.
He's got to be in one of these.
He's got to be one of the
Jay-Z
other.
just ran out of planes.
I got two.
He's like, fuck me, dude.
Dude, Nas is in New York somewhere. I know where I'm starting to look.
If you tell me he's in that third building right there, I'm going to lose my fucking mind.
I also heard he was near the Pentagon.
Hey, real quick.
He also might be in a field.
Hey, Hove, I think I think Nas might be in a fucking field.
I heard he might be in a field near the Pentagon. We should probably crash one there too, just to cover our bases.
Yeah, he's out there hoeing.
He's just in a field in Pennsylvania, like, whose world is this? The world is yours. Holy shit. That is so dumb.
He made money off of hip hop so that he could start like a radish farm.
Fuck yeah, dude. Beats.
Dude,
Beats by Nas.
Hope he's gonna send a fucking private jet right into that backhoe.
Oh my god. That's so dumb. Oh. Dude, I have a headache from fucking crying earlier.
Well, yeah, because you were being all sad about those kids and Nazis. What were you talking about?
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh,
No,
you know
we
what
do-
it was? Were you talking about the boy in the striped pajamas? Because that was sad.
Oh,
That's a good movie.
That was a good ass movie. That's
Yeah.
a sad movie.
you know what movie I like that's fucked up is American History X.
I still haven't seen it.
No, you'd really like the first half. You would really enjoy the beginning. You might get annoyed by the end.
Oh, what the
You're like,
hell?
what do you do? You're not even fucking committing.
Dude, that's what I felt. That's how I felt during Goodfellas. I was like, hey, they did everything right.
Whoa, hey, what's the issue here? Dude, the baseball bat in the cornfield. Holy fuck, what a scene.
This is
Boom!
American History X.
No, Goodfellas. When they kill him,
Oh, yeah.
and they just fucking show him just poof. Holy.
The scene that always like stuck out to me was when Joe Pesci made that kid dance
Made him dance?
with the gun.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because for whatever reason, like because I watched that movie when I was like 11, and everyone else in that movie, I was like, those are their characters. But for whatever reason in that scene, I was like, that's Joe Pesci.
That's just him.
I was like, oh, I bet
I'm
you.
funny how?
Yeah,
I'm funny? I'm
straight
funny
up.
how?
Like I was like, oh, he's just being
Dude,
mean.
that scene's fucking crazy.
It's so good.
Talk about like, yeah, that scene is like such a hard 180 in the mood of the room. That's impressive. Joe Pesci did that. That was fucking crazy. I'm funny how? Like I entertain you, and you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like ha funny. Yeah, exactly.
Such a good scene.
Oh man, you know what scene sticks out to me in that movie because I'm a fat ass is when they get mad about how many blueberries are in the muffins. It's like one blueberry in this whole fucking muffin.
the scene that I think it's because when I watched it I was 11, but dude, watching that mailman get his ass kicked just because he was giving out bad report cards, I was like, fuck yeah. I was like, dude, I need that kind
That's
of
my
power.
fucking guy.
Dude, straight up.
I need A's so I can get a free rental from Family Video.
Dude, when they all closed, I had a friend who had never been to the porn section, and she was like, I just want to know what it looks like in there. So they were having like the out of business sales, and we went in and we pushed the little saloon doors open, and we walk in there, and there's this little Filipino man with 2 stacks of like 20 DVDs each, just like on his hands and knees, and he's grabbing each cover and he's reading the back and making decisions based on the description on the back. Like he's not like looking at the covers and being like, "Oh, she's hot. Oh,
Yeah.
she is." Like,
He's like, I'm not interested in noir. I
Yeah.
don't want this one. Da, 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 da.
but yeah, no, dude, it was fucking.
That's fucking hilarious.
It was awesome.
He's
He was-
reading
he
the
was
back,
so
going
in-
like, I don't know if I
My
enjoy
favorite
this
thing about
story.
the porn section before they would shut down is that they still had like the DVD cases of like the shitty DVDs that aren't renting anymore.
Yeah.
They're like, let's get these.
They're glued shut
dude, straight up,
with spunk and fucking schmegma.
or just whatever people could find.
Dude, those
Dude, most of the other DVD cases were glued shut with the same shit.
those
I rented Scooby Doo.
You never jerked off to Rollerball with Keanu Reeves? Dude, God, that those were the dark days. The DVD porn, like you had to walk in and go into those doors, the shitty saloon doors, like you're saying. And they fucking vibrate 17 times
Yeah.
before they close all the way.
Everybody can hear that there's a pervert in
And
the
they're like,
building.
oh, that guy. And then you hear the sticky fucking footprints in there.
Then
Then you have to take it to the counter where a 17-year-old is working, and you're like,
yeah,
I'd like to jerk off to this, please.
and it says like,
I'm like 3 nights or 5 nights.
you're like 5.
5. I gotta give it an honest try.
I don't know when I'm gonna get.
And then those DVDs, the fucking worst angles, like the angle underneath the guy's asshole.
Yeah.
Like the under the guy's asshole to see the girl. Well, I guess
No,
you
I
might
did-
not have as much of an objection to it than
I
I do.
did.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. To be fair, I don't know what I don't know
Because
what
it
you're
wasn't
into.
it didn't look like it was like a clean ass.
Yeah.
Like
It's dark.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, all of your skin is white except for that ring.
yeah.
That means you don't wipe well enough. It's stained.
Yeah, dude.
It's got some dark butthole meat.
Yeah.
It's because you're not wiping.
Is that
well
the name
enough.
of this episode?
It is now. Dark butthole meat is the name of this.
DBO. I'm big on acronyms.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Dude, oh my god. You know what's my favorite is that there's a not dark butthole meat, but there's a new thing. You know the biker I wanted to talk about the fucking biker shit because I think half of it's cringy as fuck. And I remember the first day I met you, you put on my cut.
Yeah.
And you were like naked. Were you naked?
I think I had my shirt off.
Just your shirt off. Okay,
Yeah.
so like your shirt off, you put my cut on, and then like Tim was like insinuating that I was gonna beat the shit out of you for
I
it.
forgot about
And
that.
I was like, this is fucking hilarious. Like, what are you talking? This is not.
he was like, "You're lucky Matt's a good guy."
Yeah. Oh, man, you're fucking up. One of those. Fucking shut up, dude. We get on motorcycles and we go 50 miles an hour to go to the next bar. That's what we do. We're not fucking selling crank.
Right.
We're not running hookers. Like, shut up. I'm not gonna beat up your buddy because he put my cut on with no shirt on. It was funny.
Also, worst case, you'd be like, "Hey, don't fucking do that."
Take that off. That's gross. I'm not. Yeah. And Tim's like, oh, listen, fucking Jax Teller and Clay would have murdered you for that. Yeah, fucking okay. That's Matt. Matt,
Yeah.
you're wearing Matt's cut, not fucking Tig from Sons of Anarchy's fucking
Right, yeah,
cut.
it's like I don't know, man, because I was just giggling with him.
Right.
Like it's
so stupid. Oh, it's so dumb. Oh, what was I gonna fucking talk about other than the cut? The fucking what were we talking about? The new thing that I'm seeing online that's cracking me up is that you know like all the phony tough guy shit that like why should I have to press 1 for English? Like
Yeah.
that kind of shit that you see on like
they always
stereotypical
record themselves in a truck.
like stereotypical biker shit.
Yeah.
Like, oh, why would I press 1 for English?
Yeah.
You can press 2 for get deported or whatever the fuck. Just like cringy bullshit. So now there's like a whole angle of memes that are being made making fun of those guys, and I fucking love it.
So good.
I fucking love it. Like we were just at the bar down the road
Yeah.
eating lunch, and there was a sign over the door that leads to the bathroom that was like, why try to find a date when the government fucks you every day? And I was like, what?
You're like, yeah, they do, brother.
Oh, you fucking bet your ass. And I don't even press 1 for English. I just
sit there and I say, hello.
I just hang up.
I just
for
want-
America.
I'm not gonna press. Fuck you. I'm not going to a doctor. Ain't worth it.
Don't you tread on me, mister. Jesus Christ. So cringy.
Dude, it's
The whole like the more I wonder if you've been seeing these videos too, because I'm obviously into motorcycles, so
Right.
a lot of my algorithms on Instagram
Yeah.
or YouTube is like motorcycle shit. But there'll be like a sport bike rider
Yeah.
with a GoPro, and then some fucking Harley rider goes blah, 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 by,
Yeah.
and then they're like, fucking back up, you don't pass us. Have you been seeing these videos?
No.
They're fucking hilarious. So all of these guys that are in motorcycle clubs that ride
Yeah.
Harleys think that they have some kind of control over what other people do. So they like one of the rules is you're not supposed to pass a fucking like a cut wearing motorcycle club. You're supposed to let them finish going where they're going. If you pass them, it's disrespectful. So like all these fucking dorks on their Harleys like cut these sport bike riders off and try to like threaten them like, oh, we're gonna fucking kill you if you pass us. And they're like, by the way, they're on Harleys, so they're going 50 miles an hour
Yeah.
on like a highway.
they're not gonna keep
and these
up
sport
with
bikes
these
are like,
sports bikes.
whoop, and they're just like a mile and a half
Yeah.
past them already. It's so stupid.
Jesus Christ.
I always liked hanging out with guys on bikes, and then I like started seeing these videos. I'm like, oh, That's how we're perceived. Like a bunch of fucking losers. Like a bunch of dorks who are like, I don't know, I'm not into sports, but I like motorcycles.
Right, and you
like,
drive past me, you're like, dude, buy some sleeves.
what are you doing? What are you doing?
You're not warm right now.
Yeah, you're fucking...
You're freezing your ass
They like
off.
make fun. Yeah, they make fun of the guys that ride like the gold wings that are like they're wearing like high vis jackets, but they're in the heated grips and they're super comfortable and they're all ergonomic. And then like some guy on with ape hangers is like pussy, and then he's
got a World War I German helmet with a spike.
He's like, my hands are asleep. Oh, my butt hurts. You're a homo. You comfortable on your ergonomic bike? I want to look.
It's like, you know what else makes your butt hurt? Gay sex.
Yeah. Speaking of,
fucking moron.
how's your life been going?
It's been going good. I've been having more straight sex lately.
Yeah, you're in a relationship.
Yeah, dude. It's
How long you been with this chick?
we haven't been like together all too long. We've been talking since like June, like
Right
on
on.
and off.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been really fun. She excuse me. Sorry, when I start getting genuine, I get really sick. No, she's really cool. I've been bitching about not doing stand up for like 2 fucking years, dude, just 'cause I've been so busy with like acting and stuff.
Yeah.
I think we were like officially together for a week, and she got me to go up 3 times that week. And I was
Right
like,
on.
holy shit.
So she's holding you accountable.
Yeah, and I got her doing plays and improv, and dude, it's fucking cool. We're like building shit together.
Yeah, good. Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. That's awesome. What's going on with this Ants in the Hall thing, man? I see that you're posting shit about some new play all the time. So what's the deal?
So I actually got a few things going on right now. I believe it's March 27th. I'm doing a show in Ypsilanti for it's the Basement Show. Jason Brent and Julia Labrelle hosted. They're both really funny.
Is that a play or is that stand up?
That's just stand up.
Right on.
But then the last weekend of March and the first weekend of April, I'm in a play at Planet Ant, and that's called Dress Rehearsal. And basically the whole premise is these people got to play together, and at the very last minute, the lead dropped. So basically we're putting a play together without our lead, and we're going to have a special guest for each show that just has to figure it out.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking awesome. And then after that, the Ants in the Hall tour starts, and that's going to be all over Michigan, and then we're going to Chicago as well. But we're going to be doing a parody of the Odyssey.
Okay. Yeah. Dude, whenever you post, man, I've missed all of them. But the few, you had the butt rock one.
Yeah.
That I was like, dude, that premise is so fucking funny.
It was so much fun, dude. We did that for just one night only at a Go Comedy in Ferndale. But I played a guy that got kicked out of the band Skeleton Pussy, so he was starting a band called Skeleton Pussy 2. And that was just a good time.
Yeah.
Just like just writing like parodies to like Creed and shit and like Nickelback.
Fuck yeah. Yeah. Did you play Chad Kroger in something?
For a video, yeah.
Just for the video?
Yeah, I shaved into a goatee, and
That was real?
yeah.
I thought that was painted
Dude,
on.
I looked too much like him. It was unsettling.
I thought that was painted on your face. That's hilarious. Yeah, dude. So Planet Ant, is it just like, do you guys get paid? Do you do these long?
It depends on the show. So like, I'll be getting paid for that dress rehearsal, and I'll be getting paid for like Ants in the Hall right now. But how it first started with Ants in the Hall was it was like a weekly program. So we would meet up on Tuesdays. There was like 17 people in the group, and one person would direct that week, and they would just have an idea for a show. We put it together in a couple hours. We have a day to get any props we need, and then Thursday we do the show.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so that's where like when I first came down here, I was doing like a lot of shit just because it was a different show every week.
Yeah, it's like a SNL like
a
trial by fire where you're just like
Yeah.
thrown in like, hey, figure it out this week.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah, it was
That's-
awesome.
I
So that's
like-
like
that
that
sounds
video that
awesome.
you saw where I was like the New Year's baby and shit. That was from one of those shows.
I was trying to find something that was fucking funny, at least for the promo for this episode. And then you in briefs, I was like, that's got to be it.
Dude, those were Depends.
Those were Depends?
Yeah. I had like 4 pairs of Depends on because I was so scared that my dick was going to fall.
I've never had that problem. Mine's perched up on my balls like a fucking baby bird. It's not going anywhere. There's no falling.
It's never going to learn how to fly. Nope, mama will come back and
My dick's
feed you.
just like, it's just always waiting for more food. Chew it up for me first, Mom. Fall out. What's that like?
I don't know. It didn't happen.
Oh man.
I think I was more worried than there was of any real risk.
Oh, I love it. What were you playing like a New Year's Baby in that or something?
Yeah, I played.
That's like what I was
Yeah,
assuming.
I played
right?
like the New Year's Baby, but I was like a grown man as a baby. Like it was. There's one of my favorite shots ever is from like the end of that show, and I'm like crouching over my friend's head. My crotch is like this close to his face, and I'm holding up the American flag, and there's like FBI agents around. It's fucking awesome, dude.
Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah, that's awesome, man. So me and Chris are musicians our entire lives, and then like we've tried so many different ventures just out of like needing a creative outlet.
Yeah.
Like I've been making YouTube videos on and off my since probably 2010.
Yeah.
And then being in bands and shit. Now Chris is trying to score music for film and compose. And so we have met so many dreamers that do absolutely nothing, like don't do any of the work, you know? And so when I met you and you were talking about wanting to be, being a comedian and wanting to be a comedic actor and doing all the things that you wanted to do, it's like, it's such a relief to meet someone that's actually working on it.
Yeah.
There's so many people that are full as shit. They're like, well, like I've made a few people laugh, so I want to be a comedic actor. I want to be a comedian. And it's like, okay, what are you doing? And they're like, well, I'm a greeter and, or whatever. I'm a bagger at fucking some grocery store.
Yeah, no, you just got to do it.
Just do it, dude.
I mean, I started when I was 16.
Yeah.
And that's what, and at this point, it's like, dude, if like a dumbass 16-year-old can do it, and like I got booked on some stuff, like it didn't go bad, like then I think most people can do it.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, not to undercut your work because the work is work.
Yeah.
Even though you're being silly. That's the weird thing about comedy, man, is that like it's just talking.
Yeah.
Right. So like everyone thinks that they can do it, but to get up there and actually do the funny thing, people think it's easy, but it's not. Like you have to.
I've only done
you have
it.
to write, man.
I think I've done it twice.
What?
Where like I'll run into someone and they're talking all of this shit, like, oh, I could do that. I've twice ever. I usually just offer to take them to an open mic.
Yeah. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, here we go.
Yeah. And then they're like, well, I don't know, man.
Yeah, and then they start freaking the fuck out. I'm like, oh, I guess it's a little bit harder.
Yeah, it's a little harder than you think it is, just because when someone goes up and does comedy well, it seems easy.
Yeah.
Just like with anything. Anything that someone is good at, it looks easy because we skipped all the bullshit to get there, to get to the results. But like my small version of this would be like I'm a pipe fitter. So if I took you to a job site and you watch me do something, you'd be like, "Oh, I could see how you do that." And I'd be like, "All right, get your hands on it, figure it out." And then it would be like, "Whoa, what the fuck am I supposed to do here?" So yeah, I think people disrespect comedy and podcasting too, man. Podcasting is just sitting down talking, but there's also a skill of like trying to keep the conversation going, steering away from like personal stuff. Cause like me and Chris are like, sometimes we get lost in like, oh, I'm just talking to my brother.
Yep.
And it's like, oh, hold on, we're on the podcast. So
you gotta
it's
remember
like, so we
that,
got to like try to steer ourselves and, yeah. So, I mean, just talking for a living is it's perceived as easy, but it's not.
Yeah. Well, there's some people that are very, very good at it, and then everyone else is where they are.
Yeah. Right. Especially the drunk idiots in the crowd that are like, you're about as funny as milk.
Sometimes you will go up there and you'll bomb hard as fuck with like jokes that you thought were killer though, and then like the town drunk goes up and everybody just loves him already from like being the town drunk that he just kills, and you're like, I'm gonna shoot myself.
Right. Dude. That's funny with trying to have a social media presence for this podcast, dude. Like, there's times where I'll post a video and I'm like, that video is funny as fuck. Like, that's gonna be a good one, and it gets like 80 views, and I'm like, what the
every time,
fuck,
dude? Every time, because
and then I post some throwaway bullshit, and there's like 8,000 views on it. And I'm like, what? There's 8,000 views of like. I don't know, like I screen recorded like something else and then made a comment about the video at the end. It was like, oh, fucking blah, blah, blah. Here's my throwaway joke. That's like 8,000 views. But something I worked kind of hard on. It was like 12 people were like, let me sit
Dude,
through this
even
30
in
seconds.
stand up, like when you're going through your set, the shit that you come up with off the top of your head, it usually does better than everything you wrote.
Yeah. Oh,
And
for
you're
sure.
like, man, what the fuck?
Yeah. Well, then you got to just write that funny shit down
Yeah.
and and try to build on that.
Oh yeah.
Dude, writing to try to be funny is so weird. So writing stuff to try to be funny. Cuz I've said some fucking horrendous shit. Peep.
I have to pee so bad.
Oh, dude, go.
Okay, tight.
Yeah.
I didn't know if there was something that we could pause.
Yeah, man, go take it.
Sweet.
Go pee.
Thank God, because I'm liking the conversation, but I also didn't want to like go piss and then have that be like, well, I guess this is the end of it.
No.
You gotta sit.
You're good, man. I'm doing a party at my house tonight.
Mhm.
If you're free, come on over. Bring a girl.
Shit, maybe. I think I gotta go over some shit for these shows I got coming up.
No
but-
worries.
But I'll talk to her. We might be able to come out.
Fuck yeah, dude. We're doing this. I was drunk at my fiance's uncle's house or whatever, and I thought how fun. Like, we always have parties, but like every party's kind of the same. It's like, come on over. We all stand in the kitchen and eat the fucking snacks and drink.
Right.
So I was like, dude, let's tape an RC car track throughout the house and then do a tournament bracket. So we're doing this party's called
Fuck
the
yeah, dude.
RCs and IPAs. Everyone has to buy into the race for $10, and then one-on-one matches until you're down to the last two, and then winner takes all.
Oh, that's fucking
And everyone's
cool, dude.
racing through the house on this painter's taped
Yeah.
fucking track on my floor. It's so stupid.
That's so
But I
tight, though.
love
Because
it.
it gives you something to do and something to get hyped about.
Yeah, right. And then we have like fucking 16 people doing it. So it's like the pot's going to be like $160
Yeah,
if
like
everyone shows up,
yeah. That's fucking tight.
It's so
Well, and
stupid.
at that point, even if like 6 people don't show, that's still $100
It's
that
still
you won
100
playing RC.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
Like, that's tight as fuck.
Right, you're racing RC cars through my fucking living
The
room and
odds
kitchen.
are a lot better, and also the drinks are a lot cheaper than the casino. Like it.
Fuck yeah, dude. Hell yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited about it, but man, it's such a silly premise for a fucking party.
Well, dude, silly shit's perfect. Like, actually, the bit that I'm planning on doing, I got to get it figured out. I don't know if it'll be on that show in March or if it'll be somewhere else, but so the show in March, it's like a comedy competition. So like, I think it was Alana. I'm blanking on her last name. I haven't met her in person. I know she's a great stand-up. She's on flyers fucking everywhere. But like,
Alana from Broad City?
no,
Oh.
with an A.
Oh,
No,
okay.
not like famous.
I was
but
like, damn, what?
right,
I'm a huge fan of
Right.
Alana.
Glazer.
Apparently not. I can't think of her fucking last
I
name.
think it's Glazer.
Is it Glazer? I believe it. Sure.
But I think her last name's like Gonzalez or something.
Yeah.
But so it's like a comedy competition that she's gonna be judging, and this show, something that Jason, one of the guys that runs it, was telling me is that he wants it to be a little bit more of a variety setup, just because it's interesting.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shows where it's just stand-ups, and it's when you have a show where it's just people standing in the same spot with a microphone taking turns, and a lot of times it's a bunch of straight white dudes, so they all sort of look the same too.
Yeah.
You're asking a lot of your audience
To pay attention to it, sit there and
just
be attentive.
because it can be great stuff, but like
Yeah.
you're watching the same visual. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Right.
So a bit that I'm thinking about doing for this is just getting like a black Speedo and putting like bronzer all over my body and coming out, and it becomes very clear immediately that I thought I was competing in a bodybuilding competition. And then I think I would just have to, because I literally had this idea today, and I was like, I think I would just have to have them give me whatever amount of time they were going to give me to do stand up, and I think I just have to flex and do poses.
Dude, when you did the Jersey Shore play and you drew abs on yourself,
Oh my God,
you
dude.
got to do that for
That
that.
was so-
You could draw all kinds of
See, I
striations
was-
on your body.
I was thinking that too, but honestly, I think it's even better if it's like,
you just
Like,
show
it-
your actual body.
yeah, just
You're
because
like-
it won't look good.
You look like you lost a ton of weight.
I lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, you did. You look good, man.
Thank you.
I gained all the weight that you lost.
Yeah, and somebody had to.
Nothing
the,
is free in the universe.
dude. It's like the law of energy, man.
Yeah,
It's
you
got to
fucking
go
bastard.
somewhere.
I was looking cute for the first time in my life. You fucking bastard. How'd you lose a bunch of weight?
Honestly, just by not eating, just by being broke.
Right on. Hey, it works. Whatever works, man.
Dude, you know what's a great weight loss program?
Poverty.
One peanut butter and jelly a day.
Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah, a little bit of carbs, a little bit of
Right.
protein. You got it.
But like at first I was losing weight and I was like, I'm feeling good. And then I kept losing it and I was like, oh no. I was like, why
But you didn't lose so much weight that when you do your bodybuilding bit, people aren't going to be like, wait, is he in the wrong building?
No.
You don't have that V shit?
It sort of looks like that if I push it around. Like I can get the V shape, but it doesn't stay there when I drop the hands.
When you drop it, it's like a waterbed. It's just like...
You got like a deep belly button? I feel like I got kind of a deep
Do
belly
I
button.
have a deep belly button?
Yeah, like
It's not even a question to ask. I have a huge gut.
okay,
Dude,
well,
if
because I feel like mine, I feel like I could put like maybe the second knuckle on my not the
Mine's
maybe
like
first knuckle on my
like
pinky.
the diameter and depth of a roll of quarters.
Dude, fuck yeah. Well, because sometimes you see people at like the beach and you see their belly button and you're like, like nothing could go.
You
in
can't
there.
even catch a fucking... You can't even catch a grain of sand in there.
Yeah, dude, it's like what even is that? Like it's not quite an Audi, but it's definitely.
I take a fucking bowl cleaner for like the toilet, and that's how I clean it. I fucking just gotta...
and then every once in a while you twist.
Every once in a while, put it on a drill.
I was gonna say you put handles on either side and have fucking Chris grab them and go.
Yeah, dude.
Throw a switch on it. It'll just make him think he's playing Mario Kart.
Fuck yeah, dude. By the time he's done, I'm also done. You know what I mean?
Hey,
Dude,
clean, right?
Clean. Ooh, gotta work clean. Keep it friendly. Yeah.
Not too friendly.
Man, do you have a deep belly button? What a question.
I don't know.
You know, you should. Do
I'm
you
not-
ever watch? From the Actors Studio where he has the fucking pile of cards that he asks everybody the same questions? Why isn't that question in there?
Dude, it should be.
It should. Be.
I've never watched like all of, like a full episode of like Into the Actors Studio.
Oh, the guy's got
like,
he's got no personality.
Right.
It's boring as fuck.
Well, like I've seen like clips and then I've heard that Robin Williams is incredible.
Yeah.
So I put it on. I was just gonna like listen to it while I was working or something like that because I figured it's an interview. I forgot that like Robin Williams didn't just do interviews.
Yeah.
He like would do 5 minutes to stand up and answer a couple questions and then repeat.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually watched that one. They were talking about improv and the skill of improv, and he goes like he gave him like a scarf, and he did like 5 characters within like a few seconds. It was ridiculous.
So that's actually
Like he like wrapped his head up and like pretended to be an Arabic woman,
Right.
and then like put the scarf around his neck and pretended to be a French man.
So
you
he
know?
learned that from have you ever heard of Jonathan Winters?
No.
So he was really big in like the 40s, 50s, and 60s. And actually, he's like one of my heroes. Like Robin has said, like he's like I wouldn't have done comedy if I hadn't seen Jonathan Winters on TV, like making my dad laugh. And like he had a routine that he did on like the Jack Parr show, so like the Tonight Show before Carson.
Okay.
And he just gave him a meter stick, and Johnny Winters just did like 10 fucking characters. Like he was like a guy that was like visiting an island and a spear hit him. He was like a fisherman. He was like a sharpshooter, just all kinds of shit. And actually Robin did the exact same bit on Sesame Street as like a homage.
Yeah.
But so my prized possession is his autograph.
Robin Williams or
Jonathan
Winters? Okay.
And really what the story is there is so I started doing stand-up in high school, and my grandpa was always really supportive. I'd call him Papa. And he was asking me like how stand-up was going, and I didn't have any like recent clips, but I had started at that time morphing more towards like the sillier shit that I do now. And I was trying to explain that to him, and he wasn't quite grasping it, so I showed him like a small clip of Robin Williams, and I was like, this isn't me, obviously, but like this is the type of stuff that I would like to do.
Yeah.
And he was like, holy shit, this is just like my guy, Jonathan Winters. So we watched a clip, and I was like, oh, this is amazing, holy shit. Fast forward a few months later, I'm in New York, and I'm in this record store, and I find like Jonathan Winters' like most acclaimed special. It's another reason that he's a huge inspiration for me is because we talk about like anxiety and stuff. He was one of the first comedians to like be real and be like, I have mental health issues.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what made him huge. Like this album that I bought, his first thing coming back, he's talking about how he was like in a mental institution, and he's like referring to them as he's like, I wouldn't want to say the wrong thing or they'll send me back in the spaceship. And like, and it was just fucking cool. But, so I called him up and I was like, hey, Papa, I found this record. Like, we should listen to it. I used to always buy records by his house, and he had an old turntable in the basement. He was like, oh my God, Logan, that's perfect. I'm going into surgery soon, and I'll have to be like walking around. Like, I can't really be walking around. So he's like, I need shit to do for when I'm just sitting.
Yeah.
So he's like, that's perfect. So fast forward a little bit more. He got through the surgery. Everything went cool, but then he got a blood infection. He ended up passing.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so I never got to like listen to that with him. It's weird. I've listened to the album, like the audio on like YouTube. I've never like played the record. It's weird. But so fast forward a little bit more, like 6 months later, me and my little sister are visiting my grandma, just checking in on her and shit. And as we're leaving, we stopped by, there's this little thrift store that I always used to go to because they always had like records and shit. And we stopped there before we head back. My little sister's looking around, and her grandpa just fucking died, and she's having a good time looking around. I'm not going to rush her. So I didn't see any records. I was just looking around like this old dusty corner. I've been in the store thousands of times, never checked out this corner. And it's just all these picture frames. And I flip through them and I see Jonathan Winter's face. And I pull it out and it's framed and it's signed and it says, warmest regards, Jonathan Winters.
No way.
$35. And it gets even crazier because Ants in the Hall, every once in a while we'll like rent an Airbnb and like we call it Ants in the Woods, and we just all hang out. We're up there and there's some witchy fuckers on Ants in the Hall. So they had a pendulum, like the thing that like moves like yes or no.
Yeah.
And they were doing that at a table. I was just like drinking, like playing pool across the room. But every time I would walk by when they were playing with this pendulum, it would follow me. Isn't that fucking creepy? So they were like, hey, Logan, can you get over here? And I was like, what's up? And they were like, do you know Logan? And it started going crazy. And then they were like, Logan, we think this, like, whoever we're talking to knows you. And I was like, Papa? And it started going fucking nuts, dude. Like, crazy. And then I just got to, like, ask him some questions. It was weird. But I was 45 minutes away from where he was buried, and I had never been that close since the funeral.
Huh.
So it was a weird thing of, like, asking, like, my dead grandpa, like I got to say to him, like, hey, I was thinking about visiting you on my way back. Would you like that? And it was like, I would love that. Like it.
Yeah.
But it was just weird, dude. So that is my prized possession.
Yeah.
Oh, because one of the questions that I asked, actually, the pendulum was, I was like, did you put that autograph there? And it said yes.
Oh, no kidding?
Yeah. So that's like, if there's a fire, dude, that's what I'm grabbing.
Yeah. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, it's awesome to have a connection through art to your relatives like that.
Yeah.
It makes it better in a different way. You know what I mean? Like, for me, like music, music's always been like the biggest thing for me.
Yeah.
So, but like me and Chris both grew up like listening to the same shit, and then like
what?
and like we both are huge Tool fans.
Okay.
And
well,
then
the Maynard, or is it Maynard?
Maynard, yeah.
He was born and raised in Scottville, which is 10 minutes away from Ludington.
Yeah.
So like
and
every once in a while, he'd be in town at like Walgreens or some shit.
Really?
Yeah, and people would be like, and I guess he was always a dick. Like they'd be like, "Oh, I'm a huge fan." He'd be like, "I'm trying to keep a low profile," and they're like, "I'm the only one talking to you."
Yeah, I wouldn't blame him though, dude.
Right.
Being as big as Tool in a Perfect Circle became, I'd be like, dude, fucking come on, just let me buy some
Well, and also
goddamn
like they
shampoo.
have enough fans of their own where they don't need new fans. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like
right.
it's kind of like Metallica, how it's just building on itself.
Right. It's got its own momentum.
Yeah.
I don't need to. I'm like, if anything, like, please, fucking, just let me
Yeah.
just do my thing here. Yeah, but like, so having a connection through like music, and then like because we both grew up listening to like new metal and then Tool and
Right.
which I guess isn't really new metal but progressive metal,
Mm-hmm.
and then we find our own stuff and then we talk about it and then we like, dude, you're also listening to fucking blah blah
Yes.
blah, and then it's I love that. I love finding connections through art like that.
Dude, and I've been finding it through shit that like I wasn't expecting. Like this girl I'm seeing, she did like 13 years of competitive dance, and she always like the colleges will do like their like crazy competition every year. And she's like, dude, that's my Super Bowl. So she had it on, and I was like watching it, and like I started like picking up on the story in it and shit, and I was like, whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I like art. Holy shit.
Yeah. All the drama of like
Yeah,
what's going
dude.
on and who's going, like who's hurt.
Or even
and-
like last night I was watching like dude, just because like guys see titties, they forget that like there's anything else. Burlesque is incredible.
yeah.
Dude, it's fucking amazing how they move and shit.
I've never seen a burlesque
Dude, it's
show.
worth checking out. My first time ever seeing one, because they do it at Planet Ant sometimes, they run classes, and I got out of a rehearsal at like a Sunday at like 2 p.m. a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, why are there so many fucking cars outside the theater? So like I went over to see what's up, and my buddy Andy, he's like the creative director there. I was like, what's the fuck is going on? He's like, oh, they're doing a burlesque show. It's like the class show. He's like, go watch. Like it'll be a good time. And I was like, okay.
Dun,
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 dun.
ba, 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 dun, ba.
Dude, that's like an actual boom. That's like, wow. But so I went in there, and it was packed, but like I'd been around the theater, so I'm used to like just like slinking around the back, you know?
Yeah.
So at the back of the hall, there's like these stairs that go up towards like the tech booth, and right before the tech booth, there's this ledge, and you climb up into there, and that's your prop closet. I just sat on that little ledge.
And jerked off.
Well, it probably looked like it. Well, because I didn't know. He didn't tell me what burlesque was. I was just like, all right, cool, check it out.
I'm on my way up there.
Yeah. I was like, sweet.
Yeah.
And then like I'm talking to like the stage manager, and she's super nice. And then like I'm like, and then like 3 acts come out, and I'm up here, and I'm sitting up there like Statler and Waldorf, and like eventually I just turned to her, and I was like, I need you to know I'm not a bad guy. I was like, I was told to come in here.
I'm not gonna victimize you,
Dude,
I'm
I
just
was-
here as a happy spectator.
And it was super cool. It was like crazy to see. It was really cool, but I did feel like a pervert because I was up in like a crevice on the wall. Like a fucking gargoyle.
I'm just crouched on a ledge like I have bird feet.
Dude, seriously. And these people were like putting their all into it.
Oh, I love it. Fuck yeah,
It
dude.
was awesome.
Yeah, man. God, that's fucking hilarious. I don't know if speaking of like the mementos and stuff, I don't know if I believe in the like the pendulum thing, I kind of have a hard time with that. A lot of people believe in that stuff, and I don't ever want to take it away from them.
Yeah.
But I like my brain, whenever I hear that stuff, I'm like, it's an interesting story, but you know, like my fiance's brother passed away, and so she's always looking for signs, like it's like cardinals, and
Yep.
you know, for her, like she feels like she finds pennies, like whenever there's something that's gonna happen, and he's like,
have you lost anyone that like you?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. My best friend
Okay.
committed suicide in high school,
Gotcha.
and I think in the first like year, I was like, I had some things happen to me that were odd.
Yeah.
You know, like I remember, well, like specifically one of the times I was writing a song about him, and I've never had a nosebleed in my life, never once. And I was writing a song about him, and my nose just like fucking whoosh, like the worst nosebleed you could
Yeah.
ever see, like out of nowhere. And so like that one, I was like, what the hell? Like literally never in my life. And then I'm 20 years old writing a song about
Yeah.
him, and it happens, and I bled all over the song, like literally, you know? So it was like, that's
Holy
fucking
shit.
weird. Right. And then I had a lot of dreams. I had a lot of dreams where it was like, this was not a dream. This was like, I met up with him and had a conversation with him, you know? So there was a lot of that stuff, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I still like the skeptic in me is like, is it, or is it just like, you know, it's weird. I wish I could just be like vulnerable and be like, yeah, I don't like, I wish I could just like surrender to the universe and just be like, I don't know. So therefore I'm going to accept it for what it is.
And that's
you know
sort of
what I mean?
where I'm at, is I'm like, I have no fucking idea.
Yeah.
So if shit like that happens, and it makes my life actively better to accept those. You know what I mean?
Sure,
like
yeah.
It's weird though. You're talking about like writing. Like just the other day, my grandpa died when I was like 18. So it's been like 5 years. And but I've just been thinking about him more lately.
Yeah.
And like last week, I was just I never do this, but I just wrote in my journal, right? And I was just writing about where I think he is. And like the last like line of it was like something that like I was like, I say this, and then he says this, and like the last line of it, it didn't feel like it was coming from me. It's fucking weird, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Chris and I have talked about this 1,000 times. When you're writing something and you just tap into that muse where it's like, this is just being given to me. It doesn't even, like I wrote a song. I wrote a song about my son, and like trying to like break kind of generational like curses of like lying and emotional issues and whatever, and like just talking about like, I'll suffer so that you can be better than I was, and hopefully even if you resent me because I'm so different than you get to be, at least you got to be better than me, kind of thing, so like that's what that song's about. But like when I was like, that was one of those things where it was, I'm writing it and it's just fucking dropping onto the page, and it took like 10 minutes to write the song. And I was like, what the fuck? Normally when I write a song and I want a certain thing about it to come out, it takes forever. And this song and then Chris had a riff that he was playing that I wrote it to. And then we I was the drummer of the band, so I had him sing it. And I mean, he played the song and then sang the song, and we recorded it on this Zoom fucking 10 years ago.
Oh shit.
And, it was like, holy shit, this is the best thing we've ever written. And it just came out. Like, it's that stereotype, right? Of like, when you're doing art, you tap into the muse, and then the universe just gives you something. And you can't even, weird. You don't even get to claim you don't get to claim the genius of it. It's just like, I was just the medium that took it from non-existing to existing. And I don't even want to take claim of it, because it just spewed through me.
It's weird how you can look at your writing and like be like, so this was my idea. I don't know where that came from. This was my idea. I don't know where the fuck this happened.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Speaking of like losing people and stuff, like I talked about this with Chris, because my buddy who passed away, his brother is one of my friends, and he's going to come on because he's doing some art and stuff.
Nice. And this is your buddy that you were just talking about?
So the one that committed suicide, his brother is still alive. Okay. And so he's
they weren't like connected. They didn't just drop at the same time,
like the villain from Hellboy 2. Dude. Okay, so quick sidebar. I went to a fucking thrift store with my fiance yesterday because they had a bunch of fucking kitchen appliances. Yeah. And she's like, we got to go look see if they have a fucking mixer. They're like $300 normally, and I think they're cheaper or whatever. Anyway, so we go there, and I'm like, oh, they got belts. And I like grabbed the belt that would be my size, and it's this like stretchy material. And I go, man, if Levi used one like this.
Dude, straight
he just would have just gone like, baboinga, and then like, and she's like, what the fuck, dude? And I was like, don't worry, he would have loved that joke. He would have fucking loved that joke. And she's like, you can't talk like that. And I was like, Matt would love that joke. That's Levi's brother's name. She's like, Matt would have loved that fucking joke. I remember one time I gave Matt, me and Matt and Chris were in a band. And I was like, dude, pull your fucking pants up, Matt. And he's like, oh, if I had a belt, but Levi fucking borrowed mine. And I was like, Jesus, dude.
Holy shit.
But he would have, like I said, man, he would have loved these jokes. He would have fucking loved them.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, dude. So, but, speaking of the muse, we were hanging out around the time I was going through all the shit with my ex, and I was going to, we were going to couples therapy, and then that turned into me just going to therapy because once we split up, she didn't want to go anymore, obviously. Right. And
you guys still go to like couples therapy, but you just try to get your own shit in there.
Right.
You're like, well, I get the first half.
Yeah, right. Look, I got 30 minutes. Shut the fuck up. But so I was going to the therapist still, and she was like, there's a lot of parallels between your best friend dying and the end of this relationship. It's like you lost a best friend 2 times now, and you haven't grieved either of them. She's like, I want you to like write something for me and see if you can like come up with something that like draws the parallel lines and see if you can connect them. And I did, and that was another one where it was just like I wrote this thing and it just fucking spewed out of me, and it was like, and it takes probably 4 minutes to read it, you know. So it's a lot, but it just came. I mean, it just came out of me. It was just like blah. And there's a lot, and she was right. There's a lot of parallels between like ending a long-term committed relationship and also like losing a friend, you know, losing your best friend, and you know, that's what the art's for, man. Yeah. Comedy, music, otherwise, it's like you got like you just got to like tap into that universe and just like let things go through you, kind of deal. But you got to be there to do the work. That's the thing, man. We know so many people. I mean, being in bands our whole lives, we know so many people that are talented but lazy fucks, and they do nothing. They do nothing with the ability they could have.
It makes you want to pull your teeth out.
My God, right? And I'm sure you've run across a million people that are
the funniest people you'll ever meet, but they're not going to do anything with it.
Yeah, and that's so frustrating, dude. When you have people that have so much potential and they're so funny, or they're so talented on whatever instrument they play, or it's so talented at songwriting, but they're just a lazy fuck. And then you're like, what are you doing? Like, I would kill to be as funny as you. I would kill to be as talented as you on a guitar or drums or whatever. Right. And they're just like, yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna go back to landscaping. And you're like, fuck you. Like, why did the universe give you this?
Right.
You know?
So that's like I remember my dad was really into painting growing up. But he like gave it up when he had me. I was the firstborn. But I found like a painting in the basement, and I was like 16, and it was like a hand holding sand in a desert, and there's like a big star behind it. It kind of looked religious, who knows? But you could see like every grain of sand was like painted, and like on the back was like my dad's name, and I was like, oh yeah, I can't end up like him.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, God, there's so many stories like that. See, that's one of the things that I'm like actively fighting against by doing this, and like eventually other stuff too, is man, like, just because you have kids doesn't mean that like that your life as a creative person is over. You know, like it's a big thing, a big theme in our podcast that we talk about all the time is like, man, like I spent so many years living like Groundhog Day, where it's like I wake up and I go to work and I come home and I feed the kids and then I put the kids to bed and then I go to bed, and then it's like the alarm's going off again, and it's like I didn't do anything for me. I went to work to feed my kids, which is like the ultimate purpose in life, is to raise your kids and raise them well, right? But like beyond that, what else is there? You know? And it's like I love comedy, I love music, I love talking to people. So it's like, what can I do? You know, and that's how this came about, man. I was on disability. I had knee surgery, and I was on disability, and Chris came over and we were bullshitting. And it's like, we did a podcast in 2016.
No shit.
And we stopped doing it because everybody was in chaos. I was in a bad relationship. Chris was in a bad relationship. Matt was in a bad relationship. You know, everyone had their own issues that they were dealing with beside the bad relationships. And like everything just fell apart. And then like all of us stopped doing art for years. And we're like, what the fuck are we doing? You know? So we were talking about this and like, let's just do it again. Like, what the fuck? It's been 9 years. Why are we not doing imagine if we had spent the last 9 years doing the show. What the fuck would our lives be like? You know? So now it's like, okay, here's the hard reset. This one we're committing to. Yeah. You know, and we're 15 episodes in, and we're right around like, the metrics show like every 90 days, which is kind of annoying, but our metrics are like every 90 days we're hitting like 150,000 views across everything, you know? And it's like, that's a lot, dude. Like that's, you know, like it's, you know, and it'll pop off eventually, but that's not the goal. The goal is I'm just a fucking pipe fitter, but I also am an artist, and I gotta make sure that I'm doing art too. Otherwise, that's when the fucking dark shit starts coming back in. The depression, the doom, the anxiety, the fucking health issues.
Art, I feel like it came about because people were trying to survive.
Yeah. Well, and especially, I don't know if you're history buff at all, but you know, when you read about like the Renaissance, it's like, what happened? It's like we figured out how to farm and we figured out aqueducts, and then all of a sudden people had free time. So they found their purpose not in just surviving, but by creating art.
That makes sense.
And it's like, that's the ultimate purpose, man. The ultimate purpose is not survival. It's finding purpose in what you love.
People like to act like art doesn't really have a place in the world, but then you talk to those people and all they do when they're off the clock is consume other people's art.
Yeah, dude. Yes, that's right. Exactly. All the
don't
guys.
Tell me you don't like art and then go home and watch TV. Because
Right.
that's gone now.
Right. Not only consume TV, but like real. I mean, every spectrum of art that there is like, okay, doing TikToks, is that art? Mm-hmm. In a way, yes. Like it's video karaoke, and a part of me kind of resents that because
Right.
it seems derivative.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it's still somebody's way of being
Yeah.
creative. It's like TikTok gave them a formula to be creative by having trending things. Okay, but it's still getting someone to be
Yeah.
creative, even though as someone who like, I want to sit down and write a song
Yeah.
about like suffering or whatever.
Right.
I kind of resent like someone doing the same fucking TikTok dance to
Yeah.
the same song. It's still people being artists,
Yeah.
you know? So yeah, the guy fucking sitting down scrolling through reels or like watching Netflix movies or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. It's like, you don't like art, huh? You know what's crazy is that one movie employs hundreds of artists,
Yeah.
you know? But no, there's no way to make a living doing art.
Right.
There's no life inside art.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking ridiculous. Well, and it's like the thing of like my boss keeps doing this thing where he's like, I don't know, dude, but you also got to remember this is what puts money on the table, and it's like not that much more. Like it's,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's getting to the point where it's like if I can be happier but a little bit broker.
I've said the exact same thing.
You
I said the
know?
exact same thing. I said, I remember telling a guy, if I made, actually it was, Matt's girlfriend that we talked about. I was talking to Matt. There's someone who demands to be name dropped on the podcast, and now she will forever be Matt's girlfriend. I will never say her fucking name.
Tight.
Your other friend Matt.
No, I will never say her fucking name.
Sweet.
So Matt's girlfriend.
We're talking about MG.
Matt's girl, MG, the OG. She's supposed to come to the fucking RC race, and she's not, little bitch. So Matt, which is Matt's girlfriend's boyfriend, Matt. I was talking to him about this, man, and I was like, dude,
This is Matt's girlfriend's boyfriend then, right?
Matt's girlfriend's boyfriend.
Okay.
Matt's girlfriend's boyfriend. Yes, Matt's girlfriend's boyfriend, Matt.
There's got to be an easier way to say that.
I don't think there is.
Okay, sweet.
So Matt's girlfriend's boyfriend, Matt. I was talking to him about it, and I was like, dude, like, if I made, I was like, the ultimate goal is like, dude, make what I make as a pipe fitter, doing comedy or doing podcasting, doing music. But like, if I made most of what I make, or even, like a little more than half of what I make as a pipe fitter, doing something that I love, something that gives me purpose.
Yeah.
Dude, fuck a pipe fitting job site.
Yeah.
Like, I would never. You think I want to get up at 4 a.m. and wear fucking bright colors so I don't get run over by dangerous equipment
Yeah.
and weld in fucking dangerous places where it's going to give me cancer?
Dude,
do I want to do that? No, I do it because it pays me a lot of money.
I live 35 minutes away from my job, and I gotta wake up at like the ass crack of dawn, and I'm like, honestly, I'm like nodding off on the way to work, and it's scary.
Yeah.
I'm like, what am I doing this for?
Yeah, right, and it pays the fucking bills. It's a job that's
But
got to
not
get done.
that well, because here's the thing: is like they say, like, oh, it pays the bills, but I'm like, I still got to scrape together that last little bit at the end.
Yeah.
So why am I here?
Yeah, we are in different positions though,
Yeah.
because you're in a you're in a retail job kind of, right?
Right, yeah.
Like, is that retail?
I think
guess it's kind
technically.
of retail. You work for a well-established chain
Yeah.
of businesses, right? And so, but then I'm in a skilled trade, so like I make decent money, I make
Right.
okay money, but it's still not. I'm not comfortable right now.
Yeah.
When I graduate in a couple of months, like from my apprenticeship, so I'll get a $20 an hour bump, so that'll be like very comfortable. But it's still like, I still got to get up at 4 a.m. I still got to fucking do things that I don't really care to do all day. And then I go home. This is my regular day. I get up at 4 a.m. First thing I do is wake the kids up, get the kids to get started getting dressed and get their shit together. And then I go and take a shit, whatever, get myself cleaned up, ready for the day. Then I come out and see if they're in the car yet. And if they're not in the car, then I have to like bark at them and get them in the car. And then we drive 40 minutes to the babysitter.
Holy shit, dude.
And then I drop them off at 5 a.m. I pull up to the babysitter's house. I drop them off. And then from 5 a.m. to 5:40, I drive to the job site. And then I work 6, 8 I start at 6, I work 8 hours or 10 hours depending on the job. And then I do everything in reverse. I leave the job, I go pick up the kids from the school, and then which is 40 minutes away, and then I drive another 40 minutes to get back home to my house, and then it's like 5 or 6 p.m. and it's like, all right, let's everybody eat. Okay, everybody do their chores.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody brush their teeth, shower, and it's fucking 7:30. I'm like, dude, I have to go to bed. I'm gonna be mad in like a half hour if I don't go to bed. And it's like, dude, yeah, I make pretty good money, but that's my entire day, 5 days a week, sometimes 6 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week. I'm doing that, and it's brutal. Like it's like serving a prison sentence, and then they frame it like, yeah, but you're gonna make 6 figures. It's like, okay, cool, yeah, I make 6 figures. That sucks, dude. Yeah, that fucking sucks. It's a good living, and thank God I got into a place where I can make a good living, because it could be so much harder if I wasn't making good money. But it still fucking blows, and it's not that comfortable, you know, fiscally. So if I can make a decent living where my life isn't filled with 99% obligations, but then that medium that I'm using to make money is also a medium to give me purpose, dude, you think I would turn a wrench ever again?
Right.
Fuck right off, dude.
Yeah.
If I made $50,000 a year fucking doing podcasting, you would never see me again with a fucking welding cap on my head.
Dude, straight up.
And as much as I like welding, I don't like it enough to
Tell you
do
what, dude,
that.
that's about $20,000 more than I make a year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Shit.
$50,000 is $20,000 more than you make?
Pretty much.
Jesus Christ. You got to get into a skilled trade.
Yep.
No, I'm kidding. Keep following your fucking purpose. Right. That's the thing to do, man.
Yeah, that's true.
But we should wrap this one up. I gotta get going, dude.
What time is it?
Fucking 6:45.
No shit.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, man, dude. We're definitely having you back on. That was
dude.
The podcast went great. We're this is expanding so it can kind of accommodate more than 2 people.
Right.
And we were supposed to get into a studio, and in hindsight, thank fuck that didn't happen, huh?
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't know what's gonna happen with work, because it's been sketchy.
Yeah.
Not just for me, for everybody. So.
Yeah, Chris's job fucking fell through or whatever.
Gotcha.
So like, thank God we didn't sign that fucking lease
it's
out.
better to have a home studio and not have to fucking worry about it.
Right. Well, but we want to branch out into like, so I've got like a pro skateboarder lined up. I got a farmer lined up, and like I got a fitness influencer that's lined up, and she lost like 100 pounds. So like, there's a bunch of people that we want to interview, but now we're branching into people that we don't know. So it's like, do I really want to bring people we don't know into Chris's fucking house? And
that makes sense.
You know, it's a little weird, but also this is free, you know, essentially. So
yeah, I don't know. It's something I gotta wrap my head around it. It might be fine. I mean, what's it gonna hurt? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's still. Well, we talked about it.
People that have a following, if they're people that people know, I mean, it's a little less sketchy, right?
Yeah.
So.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean it's
not on the mic, so it's kind of be weird in the.
It might be. All Chris is saying is that it might be a little sketch. He's got to represent around the fact that there might be, people that we're bringing on as guests coming over, and whether it'd be sketchy or whether it'd be okay. And if they have a following, they're probably going to be okay.
It's more than likely okay, but
still also, strangers.
That's the thing is like you run into people all the fucking time that you're like, you see posts and pictures of them on stage, and you're like, oh, they're always smiling, and then you run into them, and you're like, oh, this guy's an asshole.
Yeah, especially people that want a public audience. A lot of those people are fucking crazy.
Dude, it's weird.
Yeah, a lot of people who want a public audience just have complete fucking mental issues. So maybe,
it's always weird to me when like a comic disrespects another comic, because I'm like, don't you know how this works?
Yeah, isn't that fucking insane?
Don't you know how networking works?
Yeah.
Because, like, yeah, I don't book rooms, but I hang out with everyone that fucking does. If I tell them you're a douchebag, they're not going to let you on.
Right. Yeah, beefing with people who are just trying
weird,
trying to get spots and be funny. It's like, what are you beefing about? Like,
stand up especially. It's because it's a competitive sport.
But it's not.
But they treat it like it is. Everybody wants to be the funniest person on the lineup.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
But if they just work together, there'd be a bunch of successfsul groupes.
Yeah, dude. I mean, look,
like
I know Rogan gets shit on a lot but I'm a fucking huge fan of Rogan and what he does. He's not my favorite comedian, but he's my favorite influencer by far, because he's so accountable, and he took this community of guys and And instead of like being in competition with all of his buddies, he created a community of guys who scratch each other's backs. And it's like, let's all start podcasts. Let's all do each other's podcasts. Let's cross promote.
He's the fucking mayor of Austin now.
Yeah, right, dude. He fucking probably brought $1 billion worth of business to Austin just by talking about it on his podcast. Yeah, you know, and like so, like, and building a comedy club there. And he's got his own. Like I'm saying, man, like he.
Well, and he's got like his guys like Segura, Kreischer, Burr.
Yeah. And then you have the guys that used to be his guys, which were like Joey Diaz and Brennan Schaub and Brian Callen and all those guys.
They're not his guys anymore?
They're not.
They just branched out.
Not really anymore. They're kind of like, it's kind of like all kind of growing now, but like his core group is definitely.
It's not like they're like, fuck you, Joe. It's more of just like a.
Yeah, there's no. I don't think there's any bad blood. Like Callen was just on his show not that long ago, but but like he talks about like. It's like feast. It's not feast or famine. There's not a finite amount of premises. Like why are you treating your friend like an enemy because he said something that's similar to what you're saying? Like and like if it's not overtly stealing, then like get the fuck over it. And also, like whoever's got the better bit, the other person throw their bit away.
And also,
kill your babies.
The other thing, dude. If your material sounds too much like another person's material, it's probably not that original to begin with.
No doubt.
Like Steve Martin, his book Born Standing Up, is probably the best book about stand-up ever written. That's not just like a book saying like here's how to do it. Yeah, and he talks about like comic originality was what he wanted, and he's like, so about 3 years into my act, I threw out everything that even sounded a little bit like something I'd heard before, and he's like, I lost most of my fucking act.
Yeah.
But then he became Steve Martin,
right?
And that wouldn't have happened if he was doing that same shit.
You ever hear Judd Apatow's story about Steve Martin?
Yeah,
dude, talk about being like a fucking arrogant kid. But then he turned out to be Judd Apatow.
Yeah,
that's so fucking funny.
So you're telling the stories. This is the one where like he like went to his house, right?
Yeah, because he like it was like everyone knew where Steve Martin's house was, and he like fucking put a package in his. You know, and he like was like, send me a book or something. Yeah. And he's like, fuck it. And then he's like, I'm gonna be famous one day. And then he turns out that like he did it. Like
and then he told that story in front of Steve when he was famous. And then Judd was like, he said something like, yeah, and I just asked you to like mail it to me, and they all turned to Steve, and he was like, the only thing that I'm remembering is it was the Judd Apatow.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the Judd Apatow is how he signed it.